love lives here.
So I want to say good morning again, beloveds. Good morning again, beloveds. Wow. Hear the acoustics in here? It's amazing. Yeah. It's good for me and for you. So there we go. So let's get real right from the start, shall we? Because why would you expect anything less from me, right? So the world is noisy with division right now, is it not? We're divided by race, by politics, by income, by religion, by zip code, by pronouns, and heck, even by playlists or iPhone versus Android. That's a fight, man, right? We scroll through curated bubbles and mistake them for connection. But deep down, you and I know that this is not how we're meant to live. There's a deeper truth that's pulsing beneath all that noise. And this truth is that we belong together. This isn't just feel-good spirituality. It's sacred reality, and it's urgent. Because the more that we deny our connection, the more that we suffer. Loneliness is rising. Trust is shrinking. Polarization is pulling families, cities, and nations apart. And now, this week, we watch the One Big Beautiful Bill, or better yet, the One Big Ugly Bill, pass through Congress by the narrowest of margins. The vice president had to break the tie in the Senate. The House passed it 218 to 214, the narrowest of margins. And then he signed it into law with the audacity on July 4th. And what does it do? It cuts health care for millions, adds $3.3 trillion to the national debt, and redistributes even more wealth to those already at the top. This is not a bill of unity. It is a blueprint. It is a blueprint for separation. It's a blueprint for suffering. And if we say that we believe in oneness, then we must also say that this is not who we are called to be. So today we return to a core spiritual principle, the principle that we are all one. We always have been one, and it's time that we start living like it. So let's breathe together for a moment. One breath, one life, one presence. Ernest Holmes writes, "There's one life. That life is God, and that life is my life now." So there is one life. Let's break it down. There is one life, not your life and my life, not sacred and profane, not church life and real life, just life. And that life is divine. Not just out there, but right here. And that divine life is your life. Now, in this moment, no exceptions. Beloveds, this isn't theory, it's radical truth. And it's dangerous to the ego that wants to stay separate, that wants to be superior, that wants to feel special. You see, when we claim our oneness, we are claiming responsibility. Because if there's no separation, then my liberation is tied to yours. My healing ripples out into the collective. My silence in the face of injustice, guess what? That ripples out too. And that's why policies that divide us matter. That's why legislation that benefits the few while harming as many as possible is not just bad politics, it's a spiritual wound. Oneness doesn't ignore suffering. It stands in the center of it and says, this is not okay. Are you standing in the center of it? Then repeat it. This is not okay. Here's the thing. We don't get to believe in oneness and then treat people like others. We don't get to chant namaste and then look away from suffering. We don't get to affirm love and then gossip about someone behind their back. If we're serious about our oneness, then we're called to act like it. Sabina Selassie, in her beautiful book, You Belong, writes this: independence is a lie. Interdependence is reality. Let me say that again. Independence is a lie. Interdependence is a reality. That hits, doesn't it? We're raised, especially here in the United States, to glorify independence. Be self-made. Be strong. Don't need anyone. Pull myself up by my own bootstraps. You pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You can do it. I did. Independent is what we value. But the truth is, you have never taken a single breath that wasn't gifted to you by the trees. Let me say that again. You have never taken a single breath that was not gifted to you by the trees. You have never eaten a meal that didn't come through the labor of countless hands. And often these hands are migrant hands, migrant workers, people who have come to this country in search of a better life, providing food on your table, on my table, on the tables of all those senators and all those congressmen and all those people who supported this big ugly bill, who provide food for everyone in this country. You've never healed from a heartbreak without someone else's presence, whether it be a friend, a therapist, or a stranger's smile at the perfect moment. You, my beloveds, are made of relationships with the land, with your ancestors, and with strangers across countries and across the world, across oceans that you will never ever meet. With your family, with your friends, with your people, with your community. Selassie reminds us that belonging isn't something you earn, it's something you remember. Belonging is not something you earn, it's something you remember. You already belong. You belong not because you fit in, not because you've got your act together, but because you are a thread in the fabric of existence. And this doesn't mean you'll never feel lonely, but it does mean that loneliness is not the truth of who you are. Here's another fact, another truth. You cannot grow spiritually without other people. You can't grow spiritually without other people. It can't be done. You can have insight. You can have mystical experiences. You can meditate all day long. But transformation happens in community. Why? Because community mirrors back to you what we cannot see in yourself, what you cannot see in yourself. It mirrors back to us what we can't see in ourselves. Community rubs up against our edges and invites us to soften. It invites us into wholeness, not because we're perfect, but because we're present. Think of the redwood forest. Eddie and I, on our anniversary trip 2 years ago? 2 years ago, yeah, just confirming. 2 years ago, we went to the redwoods in Northern California. And they're beautiful, and they're majestic, and they're tall, and just absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And redwoods, as you know, grow hundreds of feet tall. But did you know that their root systems only go down about 6 feet? So why don't they fall? Why don't they fall? Because their roots intertwine with other trees around them. They literally hold each other up. They're strong because they're connected. And that's what this community is. That's what this spiritual family is. It's the underground root system that holds you when your world feels shaky. So last month, just a couple of weeks ago, we packed up 75 years of our history to move out of our building. I watched you all show up, laughing, lifting, grieving, eating, snacking, having coffee, making jokes, schlepping boxes, throwing things in the trash, climbing on the dumpster. You name it, we did it. But this wasn't just a move. It was a moment of truth. You see, my beloveds, we are not a building. I've shared this with you before. We are not a building. We, my beloveds, are a body. And every person who showed up, every tablecloth packed, every song sung, proved again and again that we are stronger together. And isn't that glorious? So here are our questions for today for discussion. Where in your life do you most feel a sense of connection? That's question one. Where in your life do you most feel a sense of connection? Question two, how can you practice oneness when the illusion of separation shows up for you? And number three, how might your daily choices, your words, actions, spending, presence change if you truly believed you were impacting the whole? So we're going to take a few more pictures here and go back to tables and discuss. Your homework for the week, and everybody else, your homework for the week. It's up to you. All right, so your homework for the week is to bring awareness to the daily impact of your thoughts, choices, actions, and collective, and to intentionally align with the truth of oneness. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep a ripple journal, okay? So the ripple journal is like this. Where did I feel most connected today? Where did I notice separation in myself and the world? One small ripple I created today. And one way I'll choose connection tomorrow. This will be on the Facebook page, our Facebook group, as well as it will be in your weekly email that I send out on Mondays with all of your tools. But where did I feel most connected today? Was it a conversation, a moment in nature, a kind gesture? Where did I notice separation in myself or in the world? Did I withdraw, judge, avoid, or feel isolated? Number 3, one small ripple I created today. What did I do, say, or give that made a difference, even if nobody saw it? And one way I'll choose connection tomorrow. A phone call, an apology, a moment of stillness, or a chance to listen more deeply. Did I make a slide for that? No, I did not. All right. Okay. So, to close out for this morning, remember that your life is not neutral. Every thought, word, and action is an offering into the collective. So, my beloveds, what are you offering? Are your words building bridges or walls? Are your habits nourishing the earth or draining it? Are you reaching out or are you shutting down? Because whether or not you mean to, you're shaping the field of the world. Your energy has impact. Your attention is power. And your love, when fully lived, can shift entire systems. We don't have time for spiritual spectators. This moment is asking us to live from connection, not convenience, to care deeply, not casually, to walk the talk, to live from the truth that we are all connected. So let's affirm this together. I am connected to all of life. I choose to live from the truth of oneness.
I choose to live for the truth of oneness.
My life is a blessing to the whole.
My life is a blessing to the whole.
And so it is.
Excellent.
All right, and let's just come together in consciousness, shall we? So I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable in doing so, and recognizing here and now that there is one life that is back of all, that lives, moves, breathes, and bees itself through each and every one gathered here today, through all of life, through all of creation. There is only this one. We are inseparable from it. It is inseparable from us. We are inseparable from each other. We are interconnected because we are all divine manifestations and impartations of this one life expressing itself wholly, beautifully, perfectly through each and every one of us. So we recognize the divinity within all. We recognize the love that is present within all. We recognize the life that is present within all. As Ernest Holmes says, there is only one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. And so recognizing that there is just this one, I speak my word for this beloved community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. As we say yes and we remember who we are, we remember our interconnectedness, that we are all tall sequoias, our roots expanding out to one another so that we hold each other strong, we hold each other high, we lift each other up. We share our resources, we share our love, we share our abundance, we share our life, we share the who of who we are with one another and beyond these walls out into the larger community of Riverside, out into the community of the planet as a whole, of all living beings, which we know everyone and everything is. For it's all a beautiful demonstration of spirit. And so in the face of separation, in the face of the noise, in the face of the illusion that we see on a daily basis, we remind ourselves, we call ourselves forward. We call ourselves and remind ourselves of the truth that we are one. No matter where we are, no matter who we're with, no matter what we're witnessing, we bring the power and the presence of love right where we are. And we share it without withholding. We share it without condition. And we live the spiritual truth of oneness, of the ever-abundant love. And for this I do give thanks. And I release this word into the law, knowing it is done, knowing it is so, and so it is. And so I invite everyone to stand and let's say this affirmation together. I am connected to all of life. I am connected to all of life. I should be able to hear it. It should be echoing around this building. Here you go. Yes, something wonderful is happening through me right now. Here's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward because love lives here.